Warm greetings and wishes from Dr. Beulah Gerani, Assistant Professor, Loyola College of Education, Chennai. Today I am going to discuss the revised Bloom's taxonomy. Bloom's taxonomy was proposed by Benjamin Bloom in the year 1956. He is a Jewish American educational psychologist who contributed in classification of educational objectives and theory of mastery learning. He believed education must be increasingly concerned about the fullest development of all children and youth. Bloom's taxonomy is a classification system used to define and distinguish different levels of human cognition, that is, thinking, learning, and understanding. Bloom's taxonomy is a theoretical framework for learning, comprises three learning domains: the cognitive, affective, and psychomotor, and assigns to each of these domains a hierarchy that corresponds to different levels of learning. It's important to note that the different levels of thinking defined within each domain of the taxonomy are hierarchical. Now we'll move on to the topic revised Bloom's taxonomy. Lauren Anderson, a former student of Bloom, and David Catherwill revised the cognitive domain and made some changes. They made these changes. Number one, changing the names in the 6 categories from noun to verb forms. Number two, creating a processes and levels of knowledge matrix. Number three, rearranging them. They are knowledge, comprehension, application, analysis, synthesis, and evaluation. And revised components are remember, understand, apply, analyze, create, and evaluate. Revised Bloom's taxonomy refers to the emphasis on 2 learning domains that make up educational objectives: cognitive, that is knowledge, and affective, that is attitude. The revised taxonomy focuses on 6 levels: remember, understand, apply, analyze, evaluate, and create. Bloom's action verbs are also used when developing learning outcomes. Here is a breakdown of each tier in the Bloom's taxonomy framework. Remember refers to recalling information from long-term memory, such as recalling the stages of mitosis. Learning outcome verbs for this level include cite, define, and label. Understand involves showing comprehension of a given concept or fact, such as explaining why a chemical reaction occurs. Learning outcome verbs for this level include cite, define, and label. Understand involves showing comprehension of a given concept or fact, such as explaining why a chemical reaction occurs. Learning outcome verbs for this level include compare, differentiate, and paraphrase. Apply refers to translating concepts, learning in the classroom to other academic or non-academic scenarios, such as using a maths formula to determine an appropriate budget. Learning outcome verbs for this level include examine, experiment, and solve. Analyze refers to drawing parallels between ideas and using critical reasoning to determine patterns and connections, such as differentiate between collective and individualistic societies. Learning outcomes verbs include classify, identify, and integrate. Evaluate involves rationalizing based on the educational information and criteria presented to them, such as justifying a fictional court ruling. Learning outcome verbs for this level include conclude, consider, and rank. Create the final level of the revised Bloom's taxonomy model involves putting separate elements together form a detailed final product, such as writing a book of short stories based on literature, principles analyzed throughout the course. Learning outcome verbs for this level include compile, generate, and modify. These words refer to the cognitive process that students encounter and the knowledge that they work with. For instance, a verb under the remember category may ask students to recall how to perform, where a verb under a create category may ask students to design an effective project overflow. Thank you for listening this video.